Hello, Jose again. Doing another video. So I was just rewatching a video I made a couple days ago about Igor, and so I wanted to. There were certain points in the video what I made kind of hit home, and it kind of felt emotional. Like I felt it. Like it felt very raw to me. Uh, because I was speaking from inside, and certain things that I was talking about was very deep. Um, Sorry if I just woke up not too long ago, so I'm rubbing my eyes. Um, don't take that as me doing the eye sign. I'm not doing no eye sign. I just got up. As you can see, I don't. I only have a boxers on, basically boxers on. Uh, but I'm going to go in details about what was the consequences of facing Enki and Enlil. So for months, I was looking into people's timelines, and I kept getting visits from the council, people who are in charge of the universe, and I was having fights with them. You know what they do is, sorry, my eyes. Don't Like I said, I just got up not too long ago. What they do is, basically, if they cannot deal with you in the physical plane, they they fight you. If they can't deal with you in spiritual plane, they fight you in the physical plane. So they send people after you. So a lot of times, what would happen is I would have to deal with a lot of staff members because I was in the school, and basically they would always try to harass me. They thought I was smuggling drugs, or they would just start fights or whatever. They'll make anything up and try to get me in trouble, to get me out of school. And this was going on for months, and I wasn't doing nothing. You see this scar right here? I'll go into that. I have a scar from my neck to my shoulder to half of my back, and so yeah, we'll get into that. So basically, for months I was tapping into people's timelines and finding out information about them, and finding out if they say who they say they are, or if they're for to help the planet. And it turns out they were not. And as a result, these people kept visiting because they were higher up. These beings kept visiting me, and they told me they was going to make my life a living hell. I said, okay, we'll see. And so then it came a time when Enki and the family visited me. I didn't say this in the video, because at the time I was at work, and I was trying to get, when you make a video, if you don't plan ahead of time what you want to say, you're not able to say everything that you want to say, and it depends on the situation and how you're feeling at that time. And it's always like when you have the memory or the recollection, or when you're able to recall uh, the memories, it's always good to record them. I should have done this years ago, which I did not. But yeah, but basically I so basically what ended up happening. Yeah, so let's get back to it. So basically, one night I I was tapping into someone's timeline, and my brain, like, if you know Superman Brainiac, my brain had not pellets, like plates on it. Like my head had plates on it, and it was opening up each section of my brain, like plates, non-physical. It was opening up, and it was steam coming out my head, and I can feel the heat, and I was burning up. And I'm like, what the hell going on? And at that moment, I felt a download of information being downloaded to my brain, and I saw like chords. Like let's just say someone hooked something to your brain, and chords of information just being downloaded into my brain, and I'm like, whoa. And I can feel like I was getting smarter in knowledge. And then that's when I started feeling very, very scared, and I decided to think of a beam of light. Uh, oh yes, and this gets good. The conversation I had with the entities in my body, because then I started hearing voices in my head, and the entities in my body were scared. Like, and these entities, because everyone has parasites in their body, and everyone has things that live inside the body. Um, they 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 can, if you're not aware of it, they can be controlling your emotions, or pushing you, or propelling you to do things that you don't want to do, that is not you. And if you're not able to differentiate what is you and what's not you, you might be doing things that you think is you, but it's not really you. And when you discover that, that they're in your body, they will make your life a living hell. They will do things to inflict more pain, so you can stop the path that you're walking on, going towards. Because the more you expel these things out your body, the more brighter, the more lighter, the more cleaner you become, and the more powerful you become. So the more powerful you become, people can look at you and they tell who you are, even if they don't know you, even if they don't know who you are, they will be able to know just by giving you a look, just by your presence alone. Just they can sense the vibration that's emanating from you. So what that night, the conversation was, so the parasite, it was like they was having a meeting, and I was watching, like, is this real? And they was in a location, like a table, like, and they was talking about who's gonna go first, and it's saying, you go first, no, you go first, no, I don't want to go, man. And so they was having a conversation, because they knew, they were so scared. And these things are not, like, they don't play. They're very powerful, they're very strong. Like, just to expel these things out of your body takes work. It's not easy to, because they will hold on to anything to live on in you. So, and each parasite, each entity has a purpose of the agenda of their own to live in your body. It's just the way it is, because they feed off of you. They need you to survive. So basically, they was having a conversation saying that, oh, you must go. No, you must go. No, I ain't going, man. That's not for me. And they was picking on the weakest link. I don't remember all of the conversation, but I was like there laughing. Like, it was. I'm like, why are they so scared? And because they knew something um deadly and dangerous was coming towards me, that was trying to kill me. And they want they wanted to protect the host. Some parasites, they protect the host depending on the situation. If they know that they're not going to get anything, they just let you die. But they were so afraid that they had to get involved as well. And I have never seen this ever. Like, this was crazy, because these beings are dark, you know. And I was putting a light over my body, because I sensed what was coming. So, like, I had sensation, and I was so afraid. And I was in Maine when this happened, and I was shaking and trying to stay calm, and I couldn't. And then all of a sudden, I saw like 13 people in my room, and then after that, um, there were a bunch of then 13 people first, and then there was more people that just came. It was a bunch of uh, these council members, um, some with like not a pitchfork, like a reaper blade, and they all had like capes, and they're all like, you couldn't. Some of them were. It was a few of the reptilians, and then there were a few that were you couldn't see their face. So I had to fight all of them off. And then Enki and Leo came involved. They came, and I was no longer in my room. I was on top of the planet. And they took me to a dungeon to try to torture me, and I broke free. And because they couldn't hold me. I said, this is not going to hold me. And then I think in Leo, I'm not sure which one of them, but they basically, uh, they said, he said something, what's the ruckus? And something to the fact, we've been watching you for quite some time, and you think that you're slick, and you think you can do whatever you want. And I said to him, I'm not afraid of you. I know what you are. And I got into a fighting stance, and I remember when my friend told me you have weapons in your body, so I decided to imagine anything that was possible, and I took out blades, swords, and we started fighting, and basically, I was bleeding all over. Like, I had blood coming down my face, um, blood all over my body. I was cut up, bruised. Um, I cut off one of his arm. He was very angry. Um, and then the brother came in and said, "What's all this ruckus? Why you have a difficult time dealing with this person?" And they said, I see. So you are the person that's been messing with our timeline, messing with our plans. You need to stay in your lane and know your place." That's what his brother and his mother and the family, they all came after that. They all came and basically was looking at me, and I think Enki and Enlil said, we gonna make it our personal mission to make your life a living hell, so you can suffer for a very, very long time. This was what they were telling me, and I said, good luck, because you're not going to succeed. And so after they disappeared and I got up that same week, so like I said, there are repercussions facing these entities. If they cannot kill you in the spiritual realm, they will try to kill you in the physical realm. I'm going to get to this scar, as you can see. I'm going to get to that scar, and I'm going to talk about it. So that same week, right, I had a couple seizures. I was in and out of the hospital. I was with a girl, Zaria. I'm not going to say her last name. She cheated on me. She took my money, and it was it was a couple of complications, and so she decided to burn me due to because I'm not going to get into detail, but basically I'm going to say that I didn't want any part of that anymore, and I couldn't decide if she was lying or not, because she had done many things to me. So so when my back was turned, she brought hot boiling water from the cafeteria with my own thermos, my jugs, the gallon jugs, and dumped it on me. I had burns from my shoulder, because you can see the discoloration as you look here all the way to my back, halfway down my back. I'm not able to show you it, but basically, so I was in so much pain. I was in the hospital for a month, and that same week, so I was burnt, seizures, and I was facing these things every time I went to bed, and they kept visiting me for months. But that same week, then when I was going to Portland to get a skin graft, I got into a tractor trailer accident. Now tell me, is that any coincidence? You just face a being that's like beyond this world and very powerful. All of a sudden, you get in a tractor trailer accident. So I got in a tractor trailer accident, and what I end up, so the whole front was gone. Like, the wheel was bent in. I surprised I didn't die, and I wasn't even driving. It was the teacher that was driving. The teacher that was driving who that the truck hit. When I came back, all the staff members, because there was a lot of things going on with me, and I was taking a lot of drugs, they were so afraid for my life. They told me they wanted me to go home because they said it looks like you have a spell or a curse. I don't know what it is, but there's so much things happening to you all at one time, and this is not normal. And these are teachers that are telling me, and they were afraid for my life because seizures, skin turning pale white, uh, you know, getting in a truck accident, girl burned me, people starting to start fights out of nowhere. So there was a bunch of things happening, and I had to go to court and constantly in the hospital for a month. I couldn't sleep properly. So multiple issues going on and this was due to facing Enki and Enlil or whoever and the council. So if you go up against these beings and you're not strong enough, most likely you will end up dying, because there are scenarios when if they want you gone, you will be gone. It's not no buts or end about it. If you're not strong enough, you will die. And they will recycle you and torture you for a lifetime, millions and millions of years. This is just how this thing works, And the fact that people think that reincarnation don't exist, well, that's perfect. If you believe that it don't exist, that's great, because then they can make you recycle without even knowing it. They can do whatever they want to you without even you recognizing what's going on. So that's very important. So the more and more aware you become, and the more brighter you become inside, it's going to be very difficult for them to hurt you. They can only come and threaten you and try to do things to you, but they won't be powerful enough to take you out. And I remember when I was taking ayahuasca, she told me I would be protected. And she told me, I'm going to put this in the other video. Basically, when I was taking ayahuasca, she said, when I'm done, my mission is to protect the planet. It's to be, I think, a sergeant or something of the galaxy. I forgot the word. Basically, I would be protecting outside of the planet from invaders trying to get in the universe. So that is basically my job, and that's what's basically she told me, and that's what I got out of the medicine. Yeah. So I also, I'm gonna say this before I end the video. I also remember, like, coming to this dimension. I regret doing that. Because I remember it was one dimension, one world where I was blue, and my job was to fix clocks, and I decided I was bored, so I left, and came here, and this is how all the hell started. I was a blue being, and I was happy. I had a wife, I had kids, and my life was very peaceful. And I just decided to leave that and later on, here I am now. So yeah, there's regrets, because the amount of pain I've endured and the memories that I have, it's not really, the pain and everything that came with it was not really worth it. And I have to say, if, like, I don't think people can understand me, or maybe they can't, or maybe they could. When you are suffering, like, beyond your imagination, when you're so desperate, or when you're so broken, you would do anything and get anything or do anything to feel better. You would do whatever it takes, So, because, when I was trying to go to Mexico, it was whatever it takes for me, whatever it takes, because I was dying inside. So I was willing to do whatever it takes to find my way to Mexico, to find my way to take um um peyote the medicine, and it has freed me from all from. And that's the thing, the medicine, any medicine that you take that is um spiritual and very powerful, it's a reset. It sets you free. It resets everything, and it helps you relinquish the darkness that inside. Um, oh yeah. So actually, I'm gonna keep going. So let's talk about the darkness inside and how and what I was facing for many years. It's not like I don't face certain things now, but it's not as sorry. My eyes are itching. Don't mind that. But it's not that I'm not facing anything now, but for many years, um, I had I was going through many issues. I was in severe amount of pain. So I'll get into detail. I had voices in my head, strong voices in my head, telling me to kill, telling me to do evil things, and I would basically, if you ever watch Supernatural, I think season 6 or 7, Sam, when Lucifer gets in his head, and Lucifer's playing mind games, and Sam is like, "You're not there. You're not real." And Lucifer saying, "Yes, I am. I'm very real, my friend." And he's torturing him. And you see my hand. So if you can see my hand, right, my hand, and I'm pressing on my hand. So basically, he would take his hand, and he would take his right hand and squeeze on the scar or the bruise. So he will inflict pain on his body, so the memories or the torture he was going through mentally would go away. And so it would be times like that where I had to pinch myself really hard, or squeeze tight on my hands, or sometimes when I was younger I would bang my head on the wall, or I would make sure people wouldn't see this, or go to a place and I would scream very loud to get the anger out, or keep telling myself over and over and over in my head, this is not me, this is not me, this is not me, I'm not this, I'm not these things, I'm not these things, I'm better than this. And I would say it over and over and over again to hold on, and I would clench my fists tightly, you know, and it would be times when I was younger, I'll go in the bathroom and I'll take a knife and I'll put it next to my chest and next to my heart, basically saying, make this end, I can't do this, because the voice was so strong. And if you ever watch the movie Dracula Untold, how when he's attracted to the blood and his veins, like the veins are going all the way to his face, or Vampire Diaries or the show originals, and the pulsing, his body, the veins are pulsating to let him know like he's hungry and he can't control the urge. It was like that, and my body, I had no control, and I felt like my whole body wasn't even my own. It was like I felt like I was possessed, and my mind and my body was trying to tell me to do things I didn't want to do, and I had to fight so hard, and I had to hold on so hard. And there was a lot of times I was losing it, like I was going insane, and I was trying to stay sane and stay cope. I don't know how I made it this far, to be honest with you. Like, so when people say, they have a voice in their head that tell them to kill somebody or to do certain things, you know, you don't know. 9 out of 10 times that can be actually true, because when you enter this world, this frequency, you're not the only thing that enters. Okay, there are certain things that attaches to your soul, your light, and can be born with you as well, or you can carry it with you depending on what you eat, what you consume, what you take in, what form of energy you allow in your life. So that's very, very important. Um, yeah, so that's how it was for many years, and trying to seek help, trying to heal, and it was almost impossible. It felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I was just dying. I was dying, and I was always trying to maintain, um, trying to be a good person inside, and try to show portray this image, but people didn't know inside I was dying inside. People didn't know I was depressed, lonely, and broken. People didn't know that. I just put a smile on my face and just kept on pushing, but I was falling apart. And I think so. It's very important for me to put this information out there so people can know, like, because you don't know, this can help somebody. You're saying you can have certain urges to do evil and wicked things, and you can overcome it. Like, I'll give you an example. Well, it's not a perfect example, but the mark of Cain from Supernatural. You know, just imagine something like that, and the mark is pushing you to be evil. It's pushing you to kill. It's pushing you to do wicked, wicked things. And then Cain wasn't strong enough. But I'm saying, just imagine someone's going through that, and let's say someone else gets the mark, but they're strong enough to maintain and hold on until someone else comes along to help them. And that's what I'm talking about. You can have so much darkness inside. You can have whatever your story is, or however evil you are, or whatever you have done. If you're able to control, don't let these things control you, because they're very powerful. If you're able to override the darkness, override the negative, the entities in your body, and find and seek help to relinquish these darkness, you will be able to have more control of yourself, and you'll be able to have to gain back your love, your deep sense of love inside. So that it's very important.